What would be those core, if you're just getting into mobility, here are some easy things to focus on that no matter what sport you play?
What I would say is if I were to start working with somebody, the number one thing I start working with is the underlying structural alignment and figuring out where their imbalances are and just getting them structurally aligned. So in my talk, I talked about head, rib cage, and pelvis and alignment. Once those get in whack, other stuff starts to clean up. But if you've got a forward head or an anterior tilt pelvis or a flared rib cage, there's gonna be compensations and stuff that's out of whack that you can't really get into until you start to clean up the other stuff. So a lot of the exercises that I do address that. So there's not one specific exercise, it's kind of like a combination of things.
All right, so we have a better idea of what mobility is. Now, what do we need to know about it though?
So I think there's a misconception about what players should be able to do and get into, and everybody sees stuff online on Instagram and TikTok, like I'm gonna do all these fancy drills. And I say, fuck the fancy, because most of the fancy, most people can't do. So I'm the person that's like, get the basics in check. Get the really basic foundations in check, and then progress to something. And everybody thinks, oh, I'm at the progression. I'm at the top level of whatever exercise or drill. But what I find is 99% of the time, even my pro guys, we need to, I would say 100% of the time, honestly, is bring it back to the very basics and just work a lot of the basic stuff. And you can...
So like what would that be?
Like a quadruped, or a bear position, or a half kneel, or
No idea what those are, but we can see them on your website, right?
Yeah, on my website and in the talk. So if there's any pictures,
they can go back
you.
and watch it
Yeah.
too on the live stream, or
I think
it's
so.
recorded, right?
I think so, yeah. So those positions are the basic things that just nail those, and it starts to clean up the other stuff. And then you can add on to the basics to get more from the basics than you would from the fancy.